in this session, we are going to talk about the communication and presentation uh, that is required by an entrepreneur. The business communication and presentation, they are quite important and very crucial for the success of any business. So let us just go into deep understanding of that. What is business communication? Actually, communication in general, whether you are doing business or you're not doing business, it is a fundamental and very intricate process involving the exchanging of information, ideas, thoughts, and feelings between the individuals or groups. It is a cornerstone for human interaction, actually. It enables the knowledge transfer, it enables the knowledge sharing, it helps in developing and building up the relationship among the people, and it facilitates the understanding. A communication process, it is a complete process only and only when it is well understood or received by the other person, and he gives the feedback that yes, he understands. That makes it a complete process. So we see that communication, it is a very comprehensive process, and it is, it takes various forms. Maybe it includes the verbal expressions, non-verbal maybe cues, written messages, visual elements. Actually, communication is, to understand communication, actually, it is a very fundamental and integrate process which involves exchanging the information and ideas, thoughts and feelings, maybe between some individual people or maybe in between the groups, etc. So it's a very, very comprehensive process, and it is the cornerstone for every human interaction. It enables the knowledge sharing, fostering the relationship, and facilitating the understanding. Uh, it, it is the cornerstone for human interaction. It enables a knowledge and knowledge sharing, developing the relationship, strengthening the relationship, and facilitating better understanding among people, among society, among the business class, among the parties, among the employer and employee, etc. So communication, it takes various forms also at the same time. When it is accomplishing so many tasks, it takes various forms, which includes verbal expression, non-verbal cues, written messages, and visual elements. So it's a very dynamic process that involves the transmission of information and includes the interpretation. It includes the interpretation and feedback and adaptation of messages, so effective communication is very crucial in both personal and professional spheres. It contributes to the success of organizations. It helps in resolving the conflicts, the differences among the employees. It also establishes very meaningful connections between the people. Uh, Business to business communication maybe varies from parties to parties also. And it at the same time, while we go for communication, we find that it involves various activities too. For example, it has one of the first activity is um, uh, patience, listening to things, clear expressions, and the ability to tailor the messages to diverse audiences. So, we find that in business, this communication, it plays a very pivotal role in decision making, in collaborating, in making collaborations, in partnering or making partnership firms, and building a very, very positive organizational culture also. So whether conveyed through spoken words, maybe that is verbal communication, written, or maybe through written documents, or this formal communication, maybe a body language or digital medium. Communication is the foundation upon which the understanding and cooperation thrives, making it an indispensable element of human interaction and societal functioning. So maybe we can have some go for some definitions here. One of the definition by Peter Drucker says that he said that communication is one of the most important functions in an organization. It is a thinking process of a management. It is therefore vital for effective functioning of an organization. Similarly, Alan Clady, he said that communication in business is the process of interaction and sharing of information between various people in different positions within and outside an organization to achieve a common goal. We can see that these definitions, they highlight the common themes in business communication, that is emphasizing the purposeful nature of communication, information sharing, and its role in achieving the organizational objectives. So it is very important to note that business communication is dynamic and definitions may evolve with technological changes, organizational structures, and communication methods. So let us just understand the importance, that how is it so important in business. So because we see so many things, nothing is possible without communication. So maybe to start with, we have just brought some points here. Communication, it facilitates or helps in deciding things, in making decision. That is, if the communication is clear, it will ensure that relevant information will reach the decision makers in a crystal way, enabling them to make informed and timely decisions. This is very crucial for the effective functioning of an organization. Once helping in proper decision making, it also leads to collaboration and teamwork among the organization, because a proper and a positive communication management or communication network in the organization always fosters or promotes a very collaborative environment where team members can share their ideas, they can coordinate their efforts, and they can work together. They can work together towards some common objectives to achieve the common results of the organization. Therefore, it in a way, it helps in building a sense of unity, and they also develop a feeling of shared purpose, that they have something in common, and that common thing is the main objective of the organization, that everyone has to achieve unanimously, and a proper communication helps to promote that teamwork and collaboration. Next is, it enhances employees' morale and engagement. If the communication structure, is transparent and open in any organization, people are not hesitant in talking to each other, whether they are their peers, whether they are their bosses, and if they feel free to clarify their confusions, clarify their doubts, and there is a transparent and very positive communication between those people, everyone in an organization. It will contribute to a very, very positive organizational culture, and employees will feel valued when they are well informed, and this in turn will boost their morale and engagement. They will be, once they are morally boosted, they tend to involve more into the work, and they become more efficient. Their productivity gets increases, and they can work in a better way, much better way. So this, in a way, it improves the productivity of individual and as a group also, because it streamlines the processes. It does not, uh, lack of communication always complicates the matter. So when there is a proper communication, there will be, all the process maybe get streamlined, and they reduce the misunderstanding, which will lead to increasing in productivity also. So when information flows seamlessly within an organization, always remember that all the tasks can be completed more effectively and with fewer errors, because there is a proper communication methodology that has been developed and adopted. So they can, before, if any doubts and anything, can be clarified before taking an action. So this reduces the chances of error in any organization. And when people make less mistake and they are more working in a more streamlined process, obviously it will help in building and maintaining the relationships. That is, effective communication is very important for building and maintaining relationships with customers. Not only means we don't have to build the relationship among the employer and employee only. We have to move out also to sell our product into the market. We have to understand the marketplace also. So therefore, if you have a good, good communication skills, and you have a good communication network, it will help you build good relationship with your customers, with your suppliers, that is those who are providing you the raw material or the spare part or anything they are connected to your business, your investors and other stakeholders. So it establishes the trust and helps in creating a positive reputation for the business. Mm, then another advantage or good communication will lead to problem resolution too. That is, issues and conflicts are inevitable in a business setting, because human beings are there, and there is, when a large number of people, they work together, there is always a differences of opinion, differences of idea. So maybe there are conflicts, or maybe there are some misunderstandings. It cannot be avoided, but yes, it can be minimized with the help of effective communication, because effective communication always acts as a key to identify, it helps in identifying, addressing and resolving the problems very promptly and efficiently, without bringing bigger losses to the organization. So effective communication will always help to resolve the problems in a very, very logical way and in a very smooth way. Communication also, it helps in supporting the innovation, and let us see how. The communication always encourages in exchanging the ideas, the thought process. They also encourage the feedbacks. People feedback in the sense that to give the feedback whether this is good or not, or poor. So we have to develop or foster an environment which is conducive to innovation. So teams that communicate well, they are more likely to generate creative solutions to the challenges or to the problems that are existing. So obviously, when you are looking at the problems and you can discuss and you can go for brainstorming and talk out clearly your mind, your thought, you bring into more innovation and more growth and development through researches and brainstorming, etc. So we can say that communication helps supporting the innovation part. Next is, it adapts to changes. Businesses, they are constantly, to see the changes. There is fluctuation in the market, there is fluctuation in the mood swings, changes in demand and supply, etc. So they are, that is constantly there existing. So whether maybe it is in technology, maybe it is in marketplace, maybe it is internal processes, if there is a clear communication, if there is a clear communication process, it will always help the employees to understand and adapt to changes. reducing the resistance and facilitating a smooth transition in the organization. This also leads to, when you have an effective communication with your not only peers but the outside world also, maybe the market, the customer, it brings the customer satisfaction also. Because good businessmen, they always effectively communicate with their customers in order to understand their needs, their problems, and they provide relevant information, and also they try to address their concern. They try to address their concern. This will always, this always contributes to increased customer satisfaction and loyalty, because once the customer is satisfied and a solution has been sought to him, he always feels more happy with that organization and remains connected. Maybe next time he take the same decision to buy the product from your organization, because they know that if any problem comes, he is heard and the solution is sorted out. So it brings customers happiness and loyalty and through satisfaction. And finally, we can say it brings compliances and and legalities, because we can say that proper communication, it will always ensure the employees that are aware of and also understand the company's policies, procedures, and legal requirement. This will reduce the risk of legal issues and the non-compliances. So we can see that actually communication is a lifeblood of any business. It underpins every aspect of organizational functioning, and is very essential for achieving the objective, fostering collaboration, and maintaining a positive and productive work environment. So therefore, a good communication cannot be ignored, or um, by a good businessman. He has to take it very seriously, and he must work on these talents, that how to communicate well, not only within the organization but also outside the organization. Coming to the types of communication, we have already seen that it is a very complex uh, process, and therefore we can categorize it, or we can just identify them as various types of communication that individuals and organizations, they use to convey used to convey the information. So these can be broadly categorized into verbal, non-verbal, written, and visual communication. And let us understand one by one, each of them. The first is the verbal communication. So verbal communication, it is what we talk, what we speak. It is simply the spoken words in order to convey the ideas, the emotions, the maybe the intention between the individuals, or between the group, or between one to one or one to many. It can be anything, but it is just talking and just spoken words. This is a very dynamic form of communication. It is very integral to human interaction. I think uh, this is one of the asset, or one of the feature we all human beings are born with. Everybody who is born with, he has a mouth to speak, he has two ears to listen to. So I think that this is, I'm sure that, not think, I'm sure that it is it is a most integral part. It is, it takes place in various setting, maybe face to face conversations, maybe a meeting, presentations, maybe as I'm speaking, it is a verbal communication, maybe appearing for interviews, giving your interviews, and maybe phone calls. It all involves the exchange of messages through the spoken languages. That is, we are not writing anything, we are only speaking, speaking, and speaking. And it allows the individuals to express their thoughts It allows them to share their knowledge, to negotiate with each other, to build a relationship among each other, to fight with each other. It can be any way, but it is vocal only. It is spoken only. So it is, but this has lots of qualities. This has lots of qualities. A person who sings a song, what is the difference? He is also speaking only. But that melody that is there, of whatever he or she is saying, singing, is quite different from anybody giving a lecture. So we can say that it is not about only the words that are spoken, but also it includes various different aspects, maybe like tone, pitch, maybe the pace, maybe the emphasis on words, maybe, with a cool composure, or with a maybe aggressiveness in your tone. So all of this will, this all adds to the overall meaning of your message. If you want to scold somebody, or if you are talking out of love, if you are trying to console somebody, if you want to sing a song, see how the tone, how the pitch, how the notes, everything play an important role in modifying and adding a different meaning to what you want to say and what you want to deliver. So with this tone and pitch and scale and mood swings, everything, we I'll also add to this that effective verbal communication requires clarity, active listening, and adaptability to the audience, ensuring that the intended message is accurately understood by them. Now, while technology has expanded the communication mediums, verbal communication remains a fundamental and very powerful, most powerful tool for fostering the understanding and collaboration in both personal and professional realms, domains. So, anybody, whatever we are doing, wherever, but without speaking, we cannot survive. Without speaking, we cannot deliver. So, it is one of the most is important and common, you know. So, we can just conclude that oral communication, it involves the spoken words, which will include maybe face-to-face conversations, telephone discussions, presentations, interviews, etc. In where the thought process, the knowledge, the feelings, they are being exchanged between maybe two individual and a group, or two groups, or many people, whatever. So this was about the oral communication, verbal communication. Next is the non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is also another very crucial aspect of human interaction, which includes the transmission of information without using words. That is, you are not speaking, you are quiet. Huh? It will involve, it involves a very subtle yet very powerful cues conveyed through body language, facial expressions, gestures, and other physical behaviors. For example, maybe suppose when you are a small child and your parents, they love you, they are bringing you up. There are so many times that they are supposed they try to give you a message, and there are so many message or communication we understand even if they don't speak. For example, if they want to stop you from doing something, they don't speak, but only they just, change the size of their eyes. So maybe your eyes can communicate so many things without uttering a word. You very well, how no matter how old you are, you very well understand when your father is or your mother is angry with you, when they are happy with you, when they are emotional. Many a time, we do not speak. We just, other than speaking, we use our body language. It's a very subtle way, but it's a very powerful mode of communication. So these non-verbal signals, they often speak volumes, about an individual's emotions, their attitude, their intentions. They supplement, or even they sometimes overshadow the verbal communication and verbal messages also. Maybe, somebody's, we can, so many examples are there. For instance, a person's posture, the way he's sitting, the way he sits, we understand whether he's a lazy person or an active person. Eye to eye contact, when you talk, then most of the time, we make out that whether he's telling the truth or he's lying. Uh, Maybe there is some hand movement, the hand movements and your body language, it can provide, insight into your confidence level, your engagements, or your sincerity level. Often, when you try to just play some trick with your parents, and they know it, that yes, you are telling lies, or you are telling the truth, or you're just trying to play fool. So it is, it is very strong, and it communicates more strongly sometimes, the verbal communication. So this non-verbal communication, they play a very important role in establishing your rapport, building your trust with people, and maybe conveying the authenticity in various social and professional settings. So it is a universal form of expression. It is all around the globe. You can find it, and you will understand a person who is happy, a person who is sad. There is no, laughter is one expression of expressing maybe happiness, or maybe so it is uniform, it is universal. So we find that, it is a universal form of expression, transcending the linguistics and cultural barriers, making it an integral component of effective communication. So awareness and interpretation of non-verbal cues enhances or improves the interpersonal communication skills, fostering a deeper understanding of messages exchanged in both personal and business interaction. So here are some of the, methods are maybe body language, that is talking or communicating through gestures, facial expressions, postures, and other body movement. So, and we all are, automatically we all are expert in this without understanding that we know so much about it. Then another method is eye contact, that is the use of eye movement to convey the messages or express your emotions. The next is your facial expressions, that is through facial gestures such as smiling, frowning, or raising your eyebrows, or a wink gives a lots of message. Then last is maybe gestures, your hand movements, or other physical actions used to emphasize or complement the verbal communication. So we discuss these two kinds of types of communication in this session. We'll continue further to the next types of more types of communication in the next session. We do this much today. Thank you.